There's all sorts of questions that you could ask after a statement like that.
Yeah.
It's probably best to...
Let's leave that one to the...
Let's just leave that one alone.
There's so many questions we could ask. Huh?
Maybe possible legal questions.
Yeah, a lot of legal questions.
A lot of legal questions.
A lot of legal questions.
Hello, people of the world. Welcome back to another episode of Sam Sessions. We're here in the acoustic A room of South Austin Music. Got a special guest today. The first words that you were described to me as, McNabb, was the longest standing customer of South Austin Music.
Well, apparently so.
How's that feel?
I'm lucky.
Yeah?
Yes.
You got a trophy at home for
it?
Yeah. Well, you stay on the cheap end of things, and it's not too bad.
Well, yeah, but after a while you tend to want to move on.
Yeah.
From the starter guitars.
Of course.
Maybe more moderately priced.
What's your favorite guitar?
My favorite guitar? What that I had?
What's your favorite guitar you've bought from the shop? How about that?
Oh. God. Well, I have a Stratocaster that I bought.
Okay.
Almost bought. I'm getting there.
Okay, I see. Great layaway program here, guys.
Very close.
Yeah.
Actually, by December.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're not here to grill you about paying us off. This is for fun. You deal with that out there, man.
Sean's job.
Yeah. You deal with that out there. A Strat, American made?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
What kind of finish are we talking?
Sonic Blue.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
You still play it all the time or what?
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What? How long ago did you first come into the shop?
Probably late spring, early summer of 1986.
Okay, cool.
I believe.
Wow.
Bill Welker just opened the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lurking for a while until I spied a early 70s Marshall 50-watt head on top of an 810 cabinet. And he let me pay it off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been that way ever since.
Yeah. Were you playing around Austin back in those days?
Yeah.
And had you been playing a long time
That
before
Marshall was the only amp I had until that was 86.
Okay.
Late 86 until 91, 92.
So you got good use out of that guy.
Was loud. Think about going around today with nothing but a 50-watt Marshall with no master volume.
Yeah. Man, that's nuts. Did you gig with that amp too?
That's all. Yeah, that's all I had.
And so at that time, were you playing with your band Johnson?
Oh no, I was playing with just a bunch of people who don't play anymore. That was 35 years ago.
Yeah. So who are you playing with these days?
I still play with Leanne Atherton. I play with Orange Jefferson and the Seeing Eye Band.
Oh, okay. So different sideman gigs, but you were the frontman for your own band at a time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so, what was the time frame that you guys were playing?
That was 2013 through 2015, 2016.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So a couple
I
years
played
ago.
the big party you had for the 30th anniversary.
Oh, did you?
In the parking lot. That was the last time we played, actually.
Oh,
no
wow.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good kickoff.
Through the 50-watt Marshall.
Really? Man, that's a sweet kickoff though. That's a good last gig to have.
It was good.
Which
And nobody said, should we do this again? Everyone just went separate ways. That was that.
Easy, done and done.
Yeah.
Good stuff. What which one do you prefer more? Like the sideman gigs or being the front man of your band?
Well, I like them both.
Mm.
I like being a sideman, and then when I get sick of being a sideman, I'll start a band.
Yeah.
Then after I'm sick of booking gigs and looking for drummers, I'll go back to being a sideman. So.
When you were the front man for your gig, you took on pretty strong leadership role?
Well, I mean, it's just a rock and roll band. It wasn't really.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to keep all those guys.
Well,
Yeah,
you just
of
hire the
course.
right people, and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
You got the right guys, and you don't have to say anything. You just show up and play.
Mm-hmm.
You have the wrong guys, then.
Have you played with the wrong guys before?
I have.
Yeah.
I played with a lot of different people.
Yeah,
Yes.
gotcha. What do you, in your opinion, what's like the biggest gig you've gotten to play?
Biggest gig? Like the biggest crowd?
Yeah, or just like biggest in your own mind. You know, that's why I say in your opinion.
I don't know.
It doesn't have to be the biggest crowd or biggest venue, but maybe the one that just stuck with you the most.
Nothing
Nothing pops
big.
to mind?
Yeah.
Okay, well this will be more fun. What you said you played with the wrong guys before. What's like the most like just chaotic show you've had to play?
Well, in the mid-'90s, I started playing with cover bands.
Mm.
And it was a local guy. He had a very successful cover band. And he would also do acoustic duos.
Mm-hmm.
And so for about a year, I was going down to San Antonio every night
Oh wow.
and playing 3 or 4 hours of acoustic duo on the Riverwalk.
Wow.
That sucked. yeah.
Have you been back to San Antonio since, or is
Been
it
back to San Antonio, but I haven't been back to the Riverwalk. But, yeah.
just totally spoiled your thoughts of it, huh?
Yeah, that was, yeah.
I went to the Riverwalk once, like San Antonio as like a little vacation once, and all I remember from it, because it was a while ago, all I remember from it is the Mexican food. They have really good Mexican food there. But I don't remember the Riverwalk.
Well, that's part of it. You get so drunk you don't remember anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're missing out not going back.
I mean, I'm from San Antonio, and I barely remember the Riverwalk.
I've heard that you have a pretty cool guitar collection.
It's not really a collection. It's just, the guitars that I need.
Okay.
So I'm not a collector.
Right.
And but I try to buy things that really work for me.
Makes sense to have.
Yeah. Nothing ridiculous.
So what guitars does McNabb need?
Well, I always need more. I just maybe don't know exactly. There's the want and then there's the need.
Right. Hard to differentiate between the two.
Yes, because you can have needs
Yeah.
that maybe line up with your wants, and
That makes sense.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember your first guitar?
Yes, I still have it.
Yeah, you don't sell anything, huh?
Well, I had to give this one back, but
Okay.
but years later I got it back.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a 61 Gibson LGO.
Oh, nice.
It's a big, thick tortoiseshell pickguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you mean you had to give it back?
Well, it was a bit of a struggle for me to become a musician.
Mm-hmm.
And when I moved away from the people that I borrowed it from, I was told I had to give it back.
Oh.
And they didn't want it back, but it was,
Yeah.
I won,
There you go.
Here I am.
It's nice to be a winner.
In a music store, for crying out loud.
It's nice to be a winner. I read that you own Oxford Audio.
It's just a studio in my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have like anybody come in and play through it, or is it like a small circle?
I have in the past. I was making about 5 albums a year for people, and I only work on my own stuff now. But,
Right.
did a lot. I was working in commercial studios in the 90s, and then built my own little shack in the back.
Yeah.
And that's what
Was
Oxford
it
Audio is.
was it a stressful process, like getting all the equipment to build the studio, or did you feel pretty comfortable doing it?
It wasn't stressful because I didn't have any money, so I didn't. I started off with an 8-track,
Yeah.
which I still have, big monster.
Nice.
That's something that the value of that is freaking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think I paid like $1,400 for that. That's worth like over 10 G's now.
Jeez.
I bought this console. I bought a console from a guy in Nashville. It's an old MCI. They're American made, 70s, made in Florida. Like they're used at like Criteria in Florida, where like Layla was done, and all the Bee Gees. That's what an MCI console and stuff. Anyways, I bought one for $3,500, and the guy had this big Springer reverb unit
Yeah.
that he threw it in for an extra $800. So
Oh yeah.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Especially if you hold on to it.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much time do you spend in the studio?
I don't know, probably 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said you play every single day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Every day.
And that's, excuse my ignorance, but you said you had something in the 80s. What was that?
Say what?
You had something in the 80s where you have to kind of...
I had tendonitis.
Okay.
I overextended myself.
Interesting. Did you do that playing?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Just changing my technique, and then also trying to master fretless bass.
Yeah.
Just ruined my, So I learned how to play guitar with my thumb over the neck,
Okay.
which is wrong, but that's,
It worked for you.
Then I changed trying to play like a shredder, and that was painful. So I stopped that and just come back to playing whole notes.
So you've quite literally put blood, sweat, and tears into the work?
Yeah.
Easy to put it that way?
Yeah.
What are, how many songs have come out of Oxford Audio? Do you know?
I estimate that I've made at least 100 albums.
Wow.
Back there.
Wow.
Since 98.
Do you have a favorite top 3?
Not really, because I just do it and I move on to the next one. So everybody's my favorite.
There you go. Yeah. So how did you get into songwriting and songwriting for other people rather than doing it for yourself?
Well, that was always something I was doing. And, I was one of those people who in the 80s, they were the guitar players, so they knew how to record the band. They had a 4-track.
Okay.
That's how everybody, that's how it was. And so, guitar player had the 4-track and he recorded the band. And after a while, I got a job at a tape duplication facility that's no longer here, and became the mastering engineer there. And then one day I had to go to a gig, and because the van was waiting, it was a Friday, and I was like, I gotta leave, I'm playing in Dallas. And then they fired me because I left. And then and the next week I was at a gig opening up for Government Mule. And this guy in the audience they had done a King Biscuit flower hour they were mixing at this guy's studio that night. And he said, and it was just down the block from the tape duplication place, and he knew the owner. And he said, hey, if you're looking for a job, just come on down tomorrow to the studio, 9 a.m. So I showed up, and he just gave me a set of keys. And
damn.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty damn easy.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of luck, good timing.
Yeah.
Right time,
I
right
worked
place.
there for probably 7 or 8 years until I built my own little shack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so being the front man for the band Johnson, being sideman for gigs, I know you said it kind of flip-flops, but also thrown in working in the studio. Do you have one of those 3 that you can think you enjoyed the most?
No.
Okay.
Oh, pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to start their own band and be the front man?
Well, write your own songs, sing them, make friends with a lot of drummers. Seriously.
Yeah. They're in short supply or what?
Well, they're the guys who command the most money and the most jobs, and so if you're a really good drummer, everybody wants to hire you. And so then you end up playing for everybody, which means you don't really get to play for any one of those people because you're playing for everybody.
Okay, I see.
And so they're, drummers are just, there's more guitar players looking for drummers than there are drummers looking for guitar players.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So,
as we all know.
Yeah, Scott plays drums, which I don't know too much about.
Yeah, let's get on the DL.
Yeah, I played bass for a while, and it was like, that is so much work.
Yeah.
You have to actually learn the songs. Whereas guitar, you can fake it.
Yeah.
You can come in on 3. You
Really?
can watch people's hands. Bass, you got to know it.
Yeah.
So that's too much work.
You can ring out one note, just make it look like you're just having a really good feel solo.
Yeah, totally.
What about being a sideman on the gig? You got any advice for people out there doing that?
I don't know. It's just one big learning experience in the end, It's just human relations
Yeah.
more than music in the end. I mean, if you're good enough to get the gig, you're probably good enough to keep it musically.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of whether, if you're having a bad day, just try not to be a dick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes, huh?
It's very hard to do.
Yeah. Do you think it's more important to have like a super high level of skill or to have really good relationships, like relationship skills with people to be a successful musician?
There are some people who, are considered geniuses who really can't get along with people who were able to, just by the virtue of their art, be able to get out there and work a lot.
Yeah.
But if you're a sideman, you have to be able to get along and be a cool guy to hang out with and do what needs to be done. And
so equal importance, or?
It depends on the music. I mean,
okay.
Most country and folk and rock, it's not really that hard. So it's actually harder to not be a dick than to be a good guitar player.
Yeah. What's your favorite genre of music to write?
Oh, I don't know. I love Brit rock.
Brit rock.
Yeah.
Like
90s.
British rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the most of the writing you've done, or have you written all over the place?
Well, no. This is the most fun because you just bash chords. You don't have to.
Yeah. Did you have like a formal education learning how to write songs, or is it something you just picked up over time?
No, just watch other people do it, and
Okay.
I don't really think I'm very good at it. But
Yeah.
keep trying.
I don't think anybody ever thinks they're very good at it. Anything musically related.
Yeah.
I've never heard a guy in the shop be like, "Oh, I'm really good at playing guitar." You know?
Yeah, they don't usually last.
Yeah. So yeah, I do know that you used to work at the shop, and that was back in the late 80s?
I worked here in 89.
89?
Yes.
Okay.
I was the worst guitar repairman ever in the shop. Yes.
Nice.
With distinction.
You still hold that title, huh?
Yes. There's lots of ex-customers who would agree.
Jeez. Do you have any, besides being, a bad repair guitar tech, do you have any stories about it?
Well, there's, back in the 80s, there's a group of people who literally didn't have jobs, and they would just hang out here, like, every day. I'm not kidding, okay? Like 4 or 5 people, and Bill just be behind the counter, just be cracking jokes, go get some barbecue, whatever. And so back in the day, the store was just that first third closest to the Saxon pub. So it was a small little narrow store, and you walk in and right there is the counter that Bill would be behind, and everybody would be like the audience or whatever, in front of the guitars, and we'd all be like trading jokes. And anyways, we're all sitting down. Bill's behind the counter, and his brand new black Labrador, Sam, the first Sam. I can't believe I'm telling you this. He's just sitting there in front of the counter, like, maybe 4 feet away. We're like, it's Sam right there. And this guy comes in, I want to say his name, Max Zimmerman, who's actually been in TV shows and stuff.
Oh, I recognize the name.
Yeah, I don't think he'd want to deny this. Anyways, as as Max walks in, Sam the dog gets very excited and jumps to attention, as it were. And as Max comes closer, Sam let go a fusillade on the glass of the case. He really liked Max.
So he shit?
Huh?
He pooped?
No, he fucking blew a load. I was trying to be cool, but it's like. This went what? And they're like, whoa. I was like,
Oh my god.
dang. And we're all like. Thank you, Max.
Oh my god.
That was. Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't care if that stays in or not. That's worth hearing it.
Just black out my eyes the whole time.
That's crazy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I had to make you get real descriptive with that.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
That's
No, I
awesome.
don't remember ever that story.
But it's like, because we'd all hang out, and Scott Dahlhoover hung out, and that was right when like Dangerous Toys got together, and
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of an exciting time because back then heavy metal guitar it was everywhere, and they got hooked up with this production company, and they got a major label deal, and all of a sudden like they went from hanging out here to like they're on fucking MTV, the hot 10 songs of the day,
Wow.
and it was just like, wow, what a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was like, we'll go back to the story in a second, but what was the best time period to be playing music around Austin, would you say?
I don't know if it's still good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you made more money in the 80s.
Did you?
A lot more money. Like bands were playing on 6th Street and making $1,500 to $2,000, which would be like making like $8,000 a night now
Yeah.
on a Wednesday.
Jeez.
But the bars back then, they drew the crowd, and the bands entertained the bar's crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Los Angeles at the time, you'd go out and they'd have where you had to sell tickets to your own show. You had to become your own promoter, which is bullshit. And it's what ruined the scene out in LA. And then it started happening here where all the bands, they wouldn't get paid anything except like $1 for every ticket that some guy would come and bring in,
Wow.
And so that really changed all of it because it just so many people, started moving here. That means, when I moved here, there was probably like 40 or 50 bands, maybe like 300 or 400 musicians,
Yeah.
maybe 12 or 13 places to play, and now there's
Everywhere.
There's probably 10,000 musicians and 300 venues.
Yeah.
I still can't get a gig.
Yeah, you've probably seen Austin change a crazy amount. Is it recognizable from those early days?
Well, I think my wife figured out where you live in Austin is kind of dependent upon when you moved here.
Mm-hmm.
So like the longer ago that you moved here, the more central you could live
Yeah.
if you wanted to, because you had an opportunity to buy property, in the 80s for next to nothing, versus now,
Understandable
which
price.
you have to be multi-millionaire to,
Multi-millionaire.
yeah.
They're multi-million-dollar.
That's what I tell my neighbors. They're paying millions of dollars to be your neighbors. Don't let them down. Put on a show.
Yeah. Have you been living like around Central Austin for most of the time?
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, I get jealous when I hear people talking about Austin back in the 80s and 90s. Real jealous.
Well, your dad used to live over on Winflow and 6th.
Yeah.
And I used to live at 9th and Lorraine, which was right where he was. There's that West Austin Park, right? I was literally on the other side of the park from him, right?
Uh-huh.
So we all used to live over there, like in the 80s, and it was just, we had a lot of good times.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about a couple of them.
Oh, I can't remember them. I just remember they were good times.
Yeah, I hear you. What did you guys do outside of the shop besides hanging out at the store all day? Go see live music?
Yeah, that's all I ever did was play gigs and book gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it the process of booking gigs like changed drastically from then to now?
Oh yeah, because it used to be there was less than 10 people that were in charge of the whole town, and you just had to make sure that you were friends with them, and
you could get them.
It would help.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your favorite venue back then?
Well, I loved playing at Steamboat on 6th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Loved playing at the old Antones. Well, not the oldest the Antones on Guadalupe. I got to see like Albert King there and hang out with Chris Whitley there. So I had a lot of good times at the Antones, and just Auditorium Shores. I love playing at
Oh
Auditorium
wow.
Shores.
They still do stuff over there. It's probably like,
Yeah.
different.
And Zilker Park.
Yeah. They had a stage at Zilker or what?
Well, for many years there would be Wednesday concerts put on by the city, at Auditorium Shores, and then they moved that to Rock Island at Zilker Park, and I think that's when like KGSR took it over, and then after that they started doing Blues on the Green, where it was like an even bigger thing, and you know, and even like with ACL Fest, like when they started South by Southwest, they didn't have enough bands, and so they were just looking for anybody. So like, you know, they're like, you got a band, right? Like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. Here's some wristbands, and like, we get it free, because you got it free back then. If you're a musician, you didn't pay.
Yeah.
And so they were making this big deal about, you get to see all these bands for free. Like, we already do. And then within 3 or 4 years, like, they didn't want to know you anymore, because bands from New York come in. And ACL Fest was like that, where I played like the first 5 years.
No way.
Because they needed bands, and then they didn't need bands anymore.
Yeah. Do you remember what the crowd was like for those first 5 years of ACL?
It was just as jammed as it is now, except it was just one weekend.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I can't imagine ACL back then. Must have been a whole new thing. Did they have like multiple stages, or was it one main stage?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was better because as a musician you would get access with your wristband to like this whole little area backstage where you'd have like you know, air-conditioned trailers and massage tables and food.
Massage
and
tables,
beer.
really?
And you could go to any stage and sit on the stage, and they had kegs of Heineken just for the musicians.
Wow.
They obviously knew us too well, and they got rid of that. What are you doing? Give them the keg of Heineken. Yeah, like at every stage, you know, just
Yeah.
time to get up.
Time to wake up.
Wake up.
So they really had massage tables back there, though?
Mm-hmm.
They have masseuses too, or just like...
No, yeah, they had it was a good scene back then.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me about it. That's nuts.
Yeah.
I talk to people all the time that talk about like playing back in the 80s and stuff, but that's pretty in-depth. I haven't heard a lot of that kind of stuff. I didn't realize there's like 10 people running the town as far as music went.
Yeah. When you think about South by Southwest, that was just 3 people working out of the Chronicle.
Uh-huh.
You know, and eventually one guy bought the others out. Now it's, you know, before the pandemic, they were bringing in hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
Yeah.
And they were getting people to volunteer for them at the same time. You might want to cut that out, too.
Oh no, we're leaving that in.
Oh, by the way,
Shit stir McNabb.
we're leaving the whole thing in, you know?
Gosh, dude.
Man, that's cool. That's good to hear. I wish if I had a time machine, I wouldn't go see the dinosaurs. I wouldn't go kill Hitler. I would go back to Austin in the 80s, I think.
Well, you know, I wasn't here for the 70s. Everyone tells me the 70s was way better. I mean, my neighbor, Jim Franklin, who's a famous artist, and I was asking him, well, what's the first band you saw? He's like, Hank Williams. I'm like, fuck. Hank Williams, 1951 or something. Like, oh, man, that's like mine was like Supertramp. It's like not even Supertramp.
That's awesome.
It was Breakfast in America tour. It was pretty good, but it wasn't Hank Williams.
I think for the next part of the show, we'll go to this or that questions.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
okay.
quick fire, you know?
Okay.
So I'll give you two options. Pick the first one that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Like electric or acoustic?
Electric.
Gibson or Martin?
Oh, both.
Okay. Let's say you're going out. You're going out on the town one night. You got 520s in your wallet or one $100 bill.
520s.
520s.
Yeah.
Makes your wallet feel fatter.
No, because like when you tip, you don't want people seeing your roll.
There you go. Debit or credit?
Credit.
Okay. Crypto or stocks?
Stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you invest in stocks?
Someone does it for me.
Oh, there you go.
I'm a guitar player.
Yeah. If you're hanging out in like a social circle of people, you know, sometimes people smoke socially. Would you rather them be smoking cigarettes or e-cigs?
Real cigarettes.
Real cigarettes?
E-cigs. That's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
They just haven't figured out what it is yet, but it's coming. It's going to be something weird.
Grow like a third arm or
growing
something.
hair out the back of your throat or something.
What about...
I mean, it's like if you're going to smoke a real cigarette.
Yeah. Be a man about it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like drinking near beer. Like.
Yeah, I hate the people with E6 too, honestly. They drive me nuts.
What's with their big foggy stuff?
I'm gonna zoom in on that.
I haven't.
Do all of you guys do this? Or
Yeah, just me. I was thinking about pulling it out and like, vacating in front of you guys, you were shitting on it. Yeah, be like, no, seriously, fuck those guys. They're the worst. Bye, Jewel.
Hey, they have that building down there?
Which one?
Corner of Heather and Lamar. That's Jewel. They didn't put their sign up
No way.
because they started getting sued right when they took over that building.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Wow.
I don't know if they're still in there, but they moved in there
Wow.
right when that whole.
Crazy.
This was the year before the pandemic, and it was
I did not know that.
yeah.
You got the insider scoop. Been around long enough. Huh?
Yeah, well, back in my day, had my real teeth back then,
Do you watch any sports?
I'm digging F1 right now.
Okay, that's a fun one.
I have, occasionally baseball. I don't watch football anymore because it's like head injuries. It's just so obvious. It's like,
CTE is a real thing, huh? Yeah.
yeah, I played football when I was a kid, and just
Not your thing.
it's probably why I am.
I stopped playing
Oh,
football
yeah.
as soon as it was socially accepted for me to stop playing football.
Well, you're living out there in like the Travis
Yeah.
High School area.
Yeah, where they have like that crazy football team.
You needed that just to survive socially.
Yeah, pretty much, and I didn't. So it's a great time back then. Cat or dog?
Cat and dog.
Okay. You got cats?
Used to have cats, but I've warmed up to dogs recently. So,
Interesting.
Oh.
Something about that first encounter with Sam really drew you to him, huh?
Well, the Sam dogs have always been very nice and easy
Yeah.
to deal with, but I think his neighbor has this dog who, I think it's Frosty reincarnated.
Oh.
Looks just like him.
No way.
Yeah, it's like an English bulldog pit mix.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Do you read at all?
Yes.
You like reading or listening to an audiobook?
Listening to an audiobook is not reading.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
That's
Do you-
listening to an audiobook. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Have you listened to audiobooks?
It's like a pre-written podcast.
Mm-hmm.
With a script. Although I have listened to an audiobook, it was Johnny Depp doing Keith Richards. That is really well worth listening to.
Johnny Depp doing an audiobook, yeah, that's
Of
gonna be-
Keith Richards.
Yeah, that's
so
gonna
he's
be
doing
pretty
his
cool.
Keith Richards voice.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
That's pretty cool.
It's like 1,000 pages, so it takes a long time to listen to. So.
Mm-hmm. Cocktails or beer?
Beer.
Yeah. What about
Depends, where you are, who you're with.
beer or alcohol?
Hmm?
Beer or alcohol? Like hard liquor, like
I was
vodka.
gonna say what?
Yeah. Yeah. Beer.
I've always considered alcohol like, a handle of something. Is that like totally off?
Oh yeah, I mean like.
Have I just been raised
wine,
around?
Beer and liquor. Are
It's all alcohol,
yeah.
but I guess so. You just call it liquor?
I say yeah,
I
liquor.
think it used to be a tavern was beer and wine, and a bar had liquor,
Mm.
and so that's why you have
Interesting.
those distinctions.
Interesting. I've been saying it wrong my whole life. I learn something new every day in this room. It's usually about music, but sometimes
Spend a lot of time in bars
yeah,
and taverns.
yeah. You like any conspiracy theories?
I have to say that I think all of the conspiracy theories is a psychological warfare operation being done on the American public, and I think that people who really believe in that stuff, they need to do more than their own research.
That's almost a conspiracy theory in and of itself,
Well,
or just smart thinking.
conspiracy theories are just that.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories. They're
Mhm.
not conspiracy truths. And, when people say, I feel that this is this way or I feel that this is that way, it's like feelings aren't facts.
Mm-hmm.
You can have your own opinions,
Yeah.
but you can't have your own facts. You can't create new facts just to justify goofy theories.
Right.
So,
Not into them.
living here, which is like the home base for a loudmouth conspiracy theorist who it causes a lot of problems for people just to make money. And that's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to. It's other people making money and trying to fool people
I like that take on it.
I'm of the age where most of our nation's problems are white people my age, believing things that aren't true,
Mm-hmm.
and they just need to get out more, socialize with friends, and turn off Fox News and
Yeah.
play some music. People used to listen to music, and if they listen to music, their lives would be better,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't be listening to all this bullshit.
Yeah. Wow. That's great. I love that.
You can keep all that.
Yeah. I almost want to end it there, but there's more I gotta know. Cook or go out to eat?
Cook now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You used to be going out to eat, though?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Well, we live in Texas, so I love grilling,
Yeah.
especially tacos. So
Yeah.
I grill a lot of tacos.
Yeah? Well, you grill tacos, though?
Yeah.
I cook tacos, but they're like in a skillet.
I like grilling it.
You grill like chicken? Like chicken
Yeah.
tacos? Okay.
Yeah, I don't do the beef, but
Okay, gotcha.
do the chicken, veggies.
Yeah, what kind of grill you got?
I just have one of those little, like an egg-shaped thing. It's like the gas
Green egg.
grill. No, it's not. It's not like the big ceramic thing.
Okay.
Not the Japanese thing. It's
The egg?
it's like a Weber.
Oh, okay.
It's a gas thing. It's like egg-shaped.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
plenty of
small,
fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Would you rather watch a movie or get lost in a TV show series?
Rather read a book.
Oh, good stuff. There you go. What about Family Guy or Simpsons?
Neither.
Okay.
Archer.
Archer?
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That guy actually invented several languages just for the story.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And inspired Led Zeppelin, so.
Yeah. Misty Mountain Hop.
He inspired Led Zeppelin?
Oh, yeah.
How
Yeah.
so?
Oh, it's the lyrics.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Robert Plant, that and the Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the lighting in your home to be the right, or do you like the smell, like candles, to be right in your home? Which one's more important?
Either of them could be a deal breaker at any time, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
So, I think they take equal billing
Mm-hmm.
as far as importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta pay attention to both.
Yeah.
Do you like having hardwood floors or carpet?
Hardwood floors.
Easier to clean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, last one here. When you're playing a live show, would you rather it be a big venue or small?
I'd rather play for the more full venue.
Yeah.
So I've played in big venues in front of nobody, and that is less fun than playing small venues that are packed.
Just packed. Yeah.
I've played in big venues that were packed, and that was more fun than small venues that were packed. Not a lot of fun. I mean, more fun. It was just,
Yeah. Coming from someone who's always in the crowd, I feel like a small venue that's like packed shoulder to shoulder has such a cool like energy about it.
It's more nerve-wracking when you're in a small space.
Yeah.
Because you can see their faces, but like if you play a bigger,
The lights are
like
just
sometimes like they might be like 15 feet from the edge of the stage or something, so you don't really see them.
blinding. Yeah.
You're like in your own little world. And that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take some getting used to, or?
Well, yeah, if you're lucky enough.
Sounds good, Matt. Well, thank you so much for doing this. Couldn't appreciate it more. It's always a pleasure seeing you
Glad
in
to
here.
step in.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure having you in here. Hopefully, we didn't scare you off with this, and you keep coming in.
Well, judging by my account, I should be coming here for at least the next 4 years.
Oh yeah, that was my final question. When are you gonna pay us off, man?
Well, some people have their bills to pay. I have my bill to pay. And I've been paying my bill since 1986. I think there was a period where I kind of got shit canned for being really bad at guitar repair.
Yeah.
And so there was a period of just 3 or 4 months where I didn't come up here.
Uh-huh.
But then after that, all was forgiven. So
Yeah.
there's literally only 3 or 4 months in the last, 36 years
Yeah.
that I haven't paid this
Your
place.
credit must be top notch at this point.
Well, I got to say that it's very important to me, this
Yeah.
place, and it's one of the main reasons why I stay in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
This place and the Saxon Pub, and every day, this place is changing radically. So
Oh yeah,
so
it's crazy.
and this place has changed radically. I love the way it's changed. Like, this is brand new. It just
Mhm.
keeps changing. Got to keep changing.
Yeah. Keep changing.
If you
get
don't
stuck in the
change, you're dying. So,
past. Yeah. Wise words by Mac. Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it, man.